Welcome to the Childcare Genius Podcast, the world's leading authority on childcare marketing, mindset, expansion, and profitability. Our host, Brian Duprey, is the world's most sought-after childcare coach, having helped tens of thousands of childcare owners from around the globe take their business to the next level. Let's welcome to the Childcare Genius Podcast, our host, Brian Duprey.
Hello, welcome to the Friday training podcast series of Childcare Genius Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Duprey. So excited to be here today. And we're doing an 8-part series on the 8 pillars of leverage in your childcare business. So this is going to be a series, and you're on a different week every single week, and I'm going to be on, and Carol's going to be with me as well, talking about a different pillar of leverage. Now, what is leverage in your business? Leverage allows you to work a little bit of effort and get a lot of results. Sort of like a pulley, right? A pulley helps, one person be able to lift hundreds of pounds. That's what a pulley does. Well, leverage in your business is like a pulley, and a little bit of effort goes a long way, meaning that your business could run without you. One person could run 100 schools using leverage, but if you don't use leverage, one person could barely run one school, and a lot of you are struggling with that right now. So I hope you pay attention to these 8 weeks. Yes, this is repeated content. This is actually recorded aired previously. But the reason I'm doing that is sort of like people who read the same book twice. You try to get the information twice. Childcare is basics. There are basics to childcare. And childcare ownership is very important, but there's really 8 solid basics, which are the 8 pillars of leverage. If you just keep repeating those 8 things over and over again, you are going to make millions and millions of dollars just working on these 8 pillars. This is why I'm repeating this content, because it is the basics, but you have to master the basics. As Coach Lombardi said, you have to master the beginning. When he would walk into a locker room, and he was a football coach, he would always bring a football in and he'd say, "Gentlemen, this is a football," because he wanted to break training down to the basics. Football is tackling, throwing, and running, right? And it's just basics over and over and over again. People paid millions of dollars to do the basics over and over again and just be a little bit better at everybody else. Well, the same thing here. Our 8 pillars of leverage are our basics. So I don't care if you've heard this message 100 times, watch it again. Listen to these 8-week series, and then join us at the Childcare Genius Leverage Conference, September 28th to October 1st at the Iberostar Bavaro Resort in the Dominican Republic, where we're going to learn a whole bunch. The whole conference is focusing on all these 8 pillars of leverage. We're going to learn them all. We're going to have you really in a good financial position, a good marketing position, full enrollment with great culture, systems, operations. We're going to be covering it all there. We're done at 1 o'clock every day. We've got poolside coaching each and every day. It is an amazing experience. We got a money back guarantee. We got no done. We will help you with everything. Great speakers. Go to childcaregenius.com right now. Get your tickets if you don't have them. And go into the conference tab, hit the leverage conference. We'll see you there. But I'm gonna sign off now, and I want you to listen to this awesome, amazing episode of Carol and I talking about one of the pillars of leverage in your childcare business. Enjoy. So welcome back, Childcare Genius Podcast. This week, we're going to be talking about operations. We're halfway through talking about the 4th pillar of leverage in your childcare business, and that is operations. We think this is very important and has to do with your leadership team. Very important to get a good leadership team in place.
Yes.
Leaders are very important to your business. And what is an L10 meeting? Something that we do.
It's we do a meeting with our leaders, our leadership team, and we go through different things that happen. We go through milestones. Sorry, you kind of threw this at me. We have a list of everything that we have to check for that week and where we are on different things. And then we go through everybody's to-do list for the week. What are you going to do this week? And what do we need to talk to the team about? What has come up with employees or customers? Anything that we need to discuss?
Yeah, so this is different because we do two different. I was talking about the L10 meeting for the actual L10, which is the director one. And that's the second one. So we have an owner one and we have a leadership team on L10. So would we do something different on the L10 one with the directors?
Yeah, the director one, what we do is we have we go through, like I said, we go through everything that we need to check. We call it a scorecard. And it's what parents are behind, what parents are coming up for renewals of their contract if they have state contracts, what are the training hours for the staff, what's your enrollment numbers, what's your FTE. We go through all of that with the directors every week. And we also do a checkup on employees, especially new employees, how they're doing. And we do a check on parents that are behind, if anybody's new behind, and if anybody was behind before, are they further behind now or are they catching up? So we keep a running total of that. We also have a list, an issues list that every director brings something to. We started that probably last year. We used to make the list of everything we wanted to discuss, but we didn't want the meeting to be this is what you need to do. So we started, every director has to bring something in that they want to talk about. So then we go through the issues list. If we have time to do it all, we do it all. If we don't, we push some things to the next week.
Yeah, very important to do this regularly and do this the same time each and every week with all your leaders. We have some owners that don't do regular meetings with their staff members or their leaders, and it's very important as an owner to know the pulse of your business, and this is how you do it through an L10.
Now, I don't do the one with the directors.
Yep.
I do the one with the leadership team, and then our operations manager does the one with the directors.
Yeah. So again, some people call their leadership team with their directors, just we just do a directors one, we do a leadership one. So, but you'll find a way that works in your company. You make it work for you. It's just important to have regular meetings with some kind of structure and some kind of accountability of numbers.
Especially if you're not in the center. If you aren't there all the time, this is a good way for you to see what's going on.
Yes, very important.
And keep on top of it.
Make sure you have the right people in the right seats. Very important. If you somebody that have not leadership skills, maybe they shouldn't be in the job they're in. Make sure you have the right people there. Mm-hmm. Another thing is don't micromanage your team. Delegate and give it to them. A lot of owners that we coach are a little bit too into the day-to-day. Mm-hmm. Maybe you need to pull back a little bit and delegate to some of your team members. Don't expect perfection. Nobody's perfect, even though you might think you are. As a team member, as an owner, you need to trust your people. You hired them, you put them in these positions, let them do their job.
One thing is you'll find out when you give them the ability to run things without you micromanaging, first of all, you'll get new ideas that you didn't think about. And second of all, you'll give them the power, and then they'll take more ownership in the business.
100%. And make sure you track your enrollment numbers. Very important part of operations. Know what your enrollment is and track it historically. So week to week, your full and part-time enrollment at every location you have, and save that historical data. You'll need that down the road.
We have ours for probably 10 years. 10 years.
Oh, I've started doing this in 06 or 07. So probably 15 years I've at numbers. And it's very important to have that. And I did this long before I ever went to a childcare conference. Yeah. I was probably the first person to ever do this. It's so important to know your numbers. And so many people don't know them. And, if I say, what's your current FTE? First of all, it'd be like, what's FTE? But your current enrollment? And it's, I don't know. And they guess. I said, where was it in May? I did a call with somebody today, and I said, what'd you make? She goes, let me pull out my folder. And she pulled out her folder and she knew it. I was so proud of her for knowing what her numbers were back in May, because I wanted to see how she's done from summer enrollment. Did she lose anything? So
but
it's important to know that.
We've also talked to owners that we're like, how many children do you have? And they say, oh, I have 90 some children. But then when they look at their FTE, they have like 60.
There's a lot of part-time kids.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's important to know that information, know the historical data, track it. Very important to have leadership team, the right people in the right seats, and do regular meetings with your people. Then your operations are going to run smoothly. Make sure you're not too top heavy. That's another thing is, if you're too top heavy, if you have one location, you have 4 or 5 people on your admin team, you might be a little too top heavy. I have clients with 6 locations that have just 3 people on their leadership team.
Yeah.
So, it's just make sure you have something that works for you. If it works for you and you can afford it, great. But sometimes too many cooks in the kitchen spoils the meal.
Also look at what the people in your admin team are doing, and are they really doing a 40-hour job?
Yes.
Are they really working for 40 hours a week? And also, we talked about if you have a job description, put a person in that job that fits the description. Don't take a person and say, this is what I'm going to have this person do.
Yes.
Because then that's when you end up having the wrong people in the wrong seats.
Good point, Carol. You're so smart. This is why you're on the podcast with me.
I thought it was because I was married to you.
Because you're gorgeous. All right. Well, we hope you've enjoyed this episode talking about operations, one of the 8 pillars of leverage in your childcare business.
Thank you for listening to the Childcare Genius Podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please do us a favor and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a future episode. Don't forget to visit our website at childcaregenius.com to see a list of services we offer to help grow your childcare business. Until next time, thank you for being a part of the Childcare Genius community.